I am so excited to be filming this video. I am doing the Marc Jacobs Remarcable foundation. I wanted to do this for ages, as you know if you watch my videos. And I was supposed to be doing a drugstore first impression today, but that's not happening because I just really wanted to try this. So I'm just doing it and getting it out of the way because so many of you guys are waiting for it as well, so I needed to get it done. So this is called the Marc Jacobs Remarcable Full Cover Foundation Concentrate. This is how the packaging looks. It's super cute packaging, although it has let me down already. I ordered it off Sephora. When I got it in the mail, it had like unwound itself a little bit and was kind of leaking. Like there's little bits of foundation still kind of all over the show. I don't know if you can see where it's kind of like poured out a little bit. So please be careful with it. Even with the little like applicator thing, I opened this up one time, it gets everywhere. I mean, it's really beautiful to look at, but that kind of pissed me off. I've been dying to try this for so many reasons. One, because everyone else raves about it. Two, because I love Marc Jacobs and the packaging looked amazing and it sounded amazing. And three, because I have the primer and I love the primer. So today we are doing a first impression and we're going to see how well it applies and how well it lasts on the skin. If you are new to my channel, hello, welcome. I have quite normal skin. Sometimes it's a little bit dehydrated. Today it's not too bad, it's just pretty normal. So the shade I bought is 28 Bisque Taupe. So before I begin, I am going to prime half of my face. I'm going to use the Invisible Undercover Perfecting Coconut Face Primer. Such a long name, but that's the primer and it looks very similar packaging wise. I haven't noticed this leaking, so maybe I just got a dud, I don't know. And I'm just going to apply that with my fingers on this side of my face. The reason I prime half my face is just to see if the longevity and application is different with a primer versus with no primer. I love this primer because it's so hydrating. It feels so like luxurious on the skin and it soaks in really nicely too. Okay, so the primer is on that side of my face and the side's unprimed. I'm gonna go straight in with my foundation now. It just keeps like seeping out of the edges. This is definitely not going to be a foundation that I will be able to travel with because it's just super messy. So this is how the little applicator looks, if I can get it to focus. It's just like a little stick where you just apply it like to your face or hand or brush or whatever. The formula looks quite thick. Like as you can see, it's not dripping anywhere. I got a little bit on my finger and it feels very creamy and very thick, but very smooth as well. I'm just going to apply whatever's on my finger to my face. That small amount looks like it'll cover a lot, so I'm just going to start with that. To apply this foundation, I'm using the round face brush, Shaaanxo Beauty. So I'm going to start with this. This is the unprimed side. Ooh. Okay, I feel like you really do have to blend it out well because it looks cakey if you don't. There was one patch there, before I blended it out properly, it looked really cakey. But once I've buffed that out, I feel like this brush is perfect. Like you kind of have to buff it out. I don't think you can just stipple it on because it would go really, really thick and cakey looking. But when I really get in there and like buff it in like I am, it looks bloody flawless. That was such a small amount of product as well. We'll see if it's buildable in a second, but I just want to put some all over my face. So with no primer, it is definitely easily manageable to blend out. It doesn't feel tacky or sticky, and I feel like you will have to work quite fast with the product because it sets very quickly. And I can imagine if you didn't buff it out fast enough, it might look a bit cakey. I am so happy already. Let me do a quick close-up so you can see the texture of it on my skin. So you can see both sides of my skin. It looks pretty damn good, right? It completely camouflaged all of my imperfections and you can't see any of my pores or any fine lines or anything. Not like I really have any on this area, but it looks absolutely flawless. I definitely still need to apply some more foundation down here because I didn't quite cover the entire like outer edge of my face and down my jawbone. So I'm just going to apply a little bit more. I'm just going to dab whatever's on here. I'm not actually going to use all of it because that's too much. I might just do like one little dot on my cheek as well, just to build up the coverage a little bit so we can see how it goes. Once again, going in with my round top brush. This was the perfect choice for this. It works so well. I can tell you right now, I have not been this blown away, like straight away by foundation in a while. I just cannot get over how perfect this makes. Like I look photoshopped. Like this is like a blur tool. Okay, even my under eyes, like it's basically covered up my under eye circles. Like I'll probably still use a little bit of a concealer to brighten, but it is so far incredible. I'm excited to see how it applies on the prime side. I'm just buffing that down my neck, and color wise I think it's perfect for when I have a fake tan on. If this foundation wears well throughout the day, I am so getting a paler shade for when I have no fake tan on because I look so good. And the way it sets as well, apart from the fact it does transfer a little bit onto my fingers, a very small amount, but still does transfer a little bit. Apart from that, you wouldn't even have to set it with a powder because it actually feels like set. Like it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. I'm still going to use a little bit. I'll probably just use like a translucent powder because this does not need more coverage because I feel like I'll start looking cakey. Anywho, let's try it on the primed side now. I'm excited. First impression so far, amazing. So once again, I'm just going to dot some on. I'm using that much. Spreading it out with my finger first and then buffing it with my brush. A little bit goes such a long way. How much do you get? Found the box. You get 22 mil. So that is less than what you would normally get in a foundation, but it's kind of like, it reminds me a lot of the custom cover drops by Cover FX. Like, I feel like they probably have the same coverage, and the custom cover drops are incredible. It's one of my favorite products at the moment. If you don't like full coverage, then don't go near this because unless you mix it with a very sheer foundation, like there's no way you will like it at all. It's got a matte kind of finish, I would say. It doesn't really glow that much. I feel like this side did go on better. It was easier to blend and it didn't take as long to blend. But you can definitely get away with no primer if you're not a primer wearer. It still looks really good. So we'll see how well it lasts on both sides to see if it's like a necessary thing. As soon as I like look at my computer screen right now, I can see little spots where it's a little bit cakey. Definitely keep that in mind. It's a little bit high maintenance just in that aspect. Like you really have to make sure you blend it. It's not hard to blend, but you've just got to make sure. And then on my forehead, I really don't need that much coverage on my forehead. I'm just going to do one dot. If the amount of product I used on my face was like in a pump, I feel like I would have used one pump all over. And I usually use more than one pump. Look, even that was probably too much product on my forehead. It goes such a long way. I feel like if you have imperfections and uneven skin texture, this could be good for you as well because it does not highlight any of my pores. It's quite a matte formula. So I feel like it won't accentuate any breakouts or bumps or uneven skin texture. I swear I look like a porcelain doll, like you cannot see anything on my skin. Here's what it says on the box. Instant results, all day weightless finish. It's definitely instant, it's quick, full coverage. Weightless finish I agree with, I can't feel it on my skin. With this kind of coverage I would normally need to use like the Tarte Amazonian Clay foundation or similar. Those ones, I actually really like those foundations as well. I usually use a sponge to apply them so they're not so heavy, but they still feel like I'm wearing makeup. This, I can't feel it. The story may change once I set it with powder, but so far like it really does feel quite weightless. Considering how full coverage it is, it doesn't feel like how it looks. So it's $55 US on Sephora. Ultra lightweight oil-free foundation concentrate that delivers 24 hours of full coverage wear. I'm not wearing it for 24 hours, thank you very much. The thought of that just like gives me shivers, like, but I will obviously wear it for as long as I can tonight. They say to apply 3 to 4 dots of Remarcable foundation to your face. I obviously used way more than that, so ooh well. I feel like 3 to 4 dots would give you like a normal like medium full coverage. It would cover everything up, but you would still see your natural skin texture. Whereas when I added a couple more, it is well and truly like you cannot see anything. Like you can't see any redness, you can't see any of my zits, you cannot see any of my scarring. You can see a couple freckles on my nose because I didn't really put a lot there. So far I love it, minus the packaging. Although as I said, maybe it's a dud, I don't know. I just think if you like a full coverage, this is looking to be amazing. It is 11 AM right now. I am gonna go film a makeup tutorial now where I will add on a little bit of like a brightening concealer. That's all I'm gonna need though. I'm gonna use brightening concealer, maybe a yellow powder under my eyes just to highlight. But other than that, I don't need anything. And then I'll use a translucent powder. Before I go, I'm just gonna quickly do a flash test. It's really weird. It looks like a shade lighter on the flash photography than it really does in real life. Although on camera it kind of looks like a shade lighter as well than like my fake tan. In real life it matches though. I don't know what's happening. It's not terrible. Once you add bronzer and stuff I'm sure it'll be fine, but you can make your own judgment. So this is the primed side and then the unprimed side. Considering the coverage, I don't think it looks cakey either. Like it definitely looks like I'm wearing makeup, but it doesn't look clumpy and thick. I feel like if I wasn't filming this video, I would have stopped at the first layer. I wouldn't have built it up very much, but I just kind of wanted to see if it was buildable. So yeah, it's just after 11. I will come back in a few hours and let you guys know how it's wearing. Hey everyone, so it is now 2:30. So it's been on for over 3 hours. I did film this makeup tutorial, so if you want to see it, I will link it down below for you. So I think the foundation looks great. I just set it with a translucent powder like I discussed. It hasn't gone oily, it hasn't sunk into any pores, it hasn't faded anywhere, it hasn't clung onto any dry spots, it hasn't even faded over any breakouts where usually like the breakouts kind of peek through. It looks absolutely perfect still. It doesn't look any more cakey or anything. It looks amazing. I'm obsessed so far. I just hope that it stays like this all day until I wash it off. I want it to stay put. So we'll soon see anyway. So I'll probably do like 2 more checkups and we'll see how it looks later on. See you soon. Hey everyone, so it is now what time? It's 5:30 now, so it's been on for about, what's that, 5-6 hours? A little update. I do feel like I look kind of oily. Do you reckon? On my nose? I don't have oily skin, so it's kind of strange. I don't know if it's like a different product I used or what. In my final little update, I will use like some pressed powder and just like dab it and we'll see what it looks like. I'm just gonna leave it for now, but apart from that, the coverage is still amazing. It hasn't faded anywhere. I have noticed that it's kind of sunk into an expression line on my forehead a little bit, and it's starting to look a little bit cakier around my like the center of my face and where my more visible pores and everything are, like next to my nose, under my eyes and everything. I did use Well Rested under my eyes, which can sometimes look a little bit cakey, but it didn't look cakey when I first applied it, so it could be a mixture of the two because it doesn't look cakey on my cheeks or on my forehead or anything like that. So it's probably the Well Rested, like a little bit of a mixture of the two products together. But from far away, it's not that bad. Like you guys probably can't tell from back here. I'll do a quick close up in a second. But yeah, so far so good. So for 6 hours wear, thumbs up from me. I am impressed so far. I am already kind of considering buying a lighter shade because the coverage is insane. I'm already thinking I might do like a little bit of a comparison video within a chit chat get ready with me or something. Just this foundation versus the Cover FX cover drops. I feel like it's a very comparable kind of product. So I'm kind of interested to see like, you know, how they work. So I might do like a half face or something at some stage. I haven't actually used the custom cover drops alone before, but just like the formula and the consistency and the coverage, it just reminds me a lot of those custom cover drops, which I normally mix with a different foundation. I definitely feel like you could mix this foundation with other foundations as well to bring up the coverage if that's what you wanted to use it for. I am loving it so far. But as I said, a little bit cakey through here. I'll do a close up. So hopefully you can kind of see where I'm coming from. How good is this lighting like right here? This is like sunset lighting. Well, not sunset lighting, but the sun's like starting to go down. Such good lighting. But I only get this lighting for like 20 minutes of the day, so. Hey guys, so it's just gone 9 p.m. I'm getting so tired and I just want to rip the false eyelashes off of my eyeballs. So it's been on for what's that? What time did I start? 11:30 or 11? Can't remember. It's been on for like 10 hours, let's say, which is a really good long amount of time in my opinion. I feel like the nose does look a little shiny. It's nothing uncontrollable. However, if you have oily skin, it's definitely something to keep in mind considering I don't have oily skin. It hasn't been overly hot today either. So the only places the foundation is worn off is right in around my mouth, and that'll be from eating and wiping my mouth and stuff like that. Around my nostrils it has melted a little tiny bit. It looks a little bit cakey around this area of my face, a little more cakey than last time. Hasn't faded anywhere. My breakouts are still really well concealed. I didn't add any concealer to this area of my face or anything. Just looks a little bit oily on my nose and even just a little tiny touch just in here. I'm going to take a touch of this powder and just see if we can mattify the nose, just out of interest. Yeah. So if I were to wear this, I would try it without the Well Rested first of all, but if it still happened, you just need to take a little bit of a like translucent powder or blotting sheet or something with you if you were planning on wearing it for a very long extended amount of time, because now that I've mattified that nose, like look, it's perfect. Plus I would normally use a setting spray, which I didn't today because obviously I wanted to test how the foundation lasted without one. But yeah, primed versus unprimed, identical, no difference, apart from it blended out a little bit easier, faster on the primed side, but it's not necessary. It looks just as good on both sides. Doesn't look cakey anywhere apart from here. So yeah, I reckon it was the products I paired up with it. It sunk into another one of my like expression lines up on my forehead. You can't tell hardcore, you have to look quite closely, but I thought I would mention that anyway. Overall, I am happy. I'm going to compare it to the cover effects, as I said in some video coming soon. It's like real life Photoshop, but it is heavy-ish looking because it is full coverage. It covers everything, so it looks like you're wearing quite a lot of makeup. It's not necessarily cakey, it's just there. So if you're a natural person, not necessarily the product for you. And if you like a medium to lower kind of coverage, this is probably too much. It's definitely for the full coverage person. So yeah, that is my little review. I hope you guys found it helpful. If you have tried this out yourself, please leave a comment down below. Let us know what your skin type is and how you found the foundation so that everyone else can kind of get an idea of how it works for different people, because what works for me may not work for other people, vice versa. So do your research. Don't just go out and blow $12 million on this foundation because it isn't the cheapest thing out there. Make sure you do your research, but in my opinion, I like it. If you enjoyed this video, please thumbs up. If it helped you out, please thumbs up. Feel free to subscribe if you would like to. I upload every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And yeah, I will talk to you guys again really soon. Bye. It's time for me to go to bed. Hey everyone, so if you enjoyed that video, feel free to click the links on the screen, or they will be listed in the down bar as well to watch some more of my videos. The one on the left is a BH Cosmetics tutorial and the one on the right is a really bold spring look, which I am obsessed with. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. See you soon. Right, kind of pink lips. So that's what I'm going to do today.